Welcome back to a finding out the price of houses in Atlanta episode of Higurashi.
You know, it's kind of sad because we looked in Raleigh, North Carolina. They're not nearly as cheap.
No, they are not.
And I don't know.
What's happening?
What do you think's happening?
We were having a monologue game. Oh, they used the murder sound. Welcome back to an interrupted monologue episode of Higurashi.
But yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know what it says about Atlanta if the houses are that cheap.
You can find really nice like houses as well.
I mean,
like in downtown.
Not including the goddamn HOA prices. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. You can pay for an apartment with the price for an HOA. It's crazy.
No, straight up. Like, me and my homies hate the homeowners association.
Anyway.
Fuck those guys. I hope they burn.
Who's this? Who's talking? It's a very humid day.
This is Rika for sure.
Think so?
100%. The one thing I was going to say before we start is, do you know when we started doing the Welcome Back to an X episode bit?
It was Higurashi.
Was it Higurashi?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, I feel like we've been doing this joke for a while, but I didn't remember when it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it started in Higurashi, and then like in Himatsubushi, we were like, oh, it's terrorism because we're not funny.
Yeah. No, it was terrorism because that's when I was on the car bomb arc.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about, like cops and detectives and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our terrorism arc in Himatsubushi.
It's funny how not funny we are sometimes.
Oh, dude, I still laugh.
I cut a lot of the beginning episode, the second part of the Himatsubushi. I already cut a lot of jokes. Mostly at, like, friends' expenses, but it just didn't need it. I know James listens, and Brooklyn's usually in the car. It doesn't need to be in there. It doesn't need to be a part of that video.
I forgot we just, like, grief people in some of these episodes.
We were just calling them poor.
I'm sure it was very topical and funny at the time.
I mean, it was very topical and funny because they didn't have a job, and
Oh, yeah, that's right. When everyone was...
and Brooklyn wouldn't eat out with us.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when everyone, we fucking quit doing Vespussy Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting a phone call? I'm not picking that up. Yeah, that was when we were doing Vespussy Thursdays.
Right, we're not on a recap here. We can actually. We don't need to start talking about fucking Himatsubushi right now. That was enough. That was enough of a fucking reminiscence.
The distracted
Tangent.
driving to a simpler time. All I'm saying, I had a stroke when I got to the second episode of fucking
Tatari
Goroshi, and I was like, "Hi, welcome back. It's been 3 months. It's now 2022."
Yeah.
I was just like, because I forgot we started recording in 21.
Mm-hmm.
We're on year 2.
Yeah. Do you like the fact that I've been occupying your house for the entirety of the time you've been in college, and now post-college, every other weekend, approximately? Every other weekday?
It's funny. We've made it to year 2 of this.
Yeah. All right. That was enough tangents.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is Rika
Rika
for sure. Yeah. It's
okay.
like I'm
gonna
gonna
Rika, me, Nipa, and then
star.
Star. It was I don't know. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. I need to remember how to do Gorprika because it's just I'm stupid.
I can cover you for like 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
So in the it was either the first or second episode to Minagoroshi when we started doing the star bit more consistently, where both of us say star at the same time. After like the first 2 or 3 times we do it, there's just a pause and you just go, "We're so fucking lame, man." And I just started dying. I just started fucking dying. Those first couple episodes of Tatari are wild.
Not even a... fuck. Just doing neutral at this point. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer. One that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly... Fuck. Swelteringly... I can't. Swelteringly...
Just start reading as Satoshi. That's obviously who this is.
There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed of coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive.
No, this is the start of Higurashi.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just watched Higurashi. This is I'm like, no, I'm a knower here. This is the start of Higurashi.
Yeah?
This is exactly how
What does that mean?
Higurashi starts. Oh, it's not Gorprika. Yeah. It's just the start of Higurashi, which means Rina's dead.
Shit! You're right. I forgot. I know what you mean now.
Yeah, no, this is like word for word the dialogue to the start of Higurashi.
Damn. Okay. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the side of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. Nobody who was in that place at this time was visiting it voluntarily.
Ryukishi literally Control-C, Control-V'd this. Like, this isn't even different dialogue. It is the same.
But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in.
Yeah, because it's the landlord, and then he's gonna
Nope,
check...
you're wrong.
No?
You're wrong.
No?
The motorcycle stopped in front of a 2-story apartment. One that could hardly be called neat, even as flattery. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. Okay, no, you're not wrong. I'm thinking of something else.
I told you. I wonder if our voices will be as terrible as we picked last time.
When a nearby housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out. Yeah, that's one of the very unfunny that. Think about my voice for that.
Dude, and listening to it, it is penis music. I know I'm not allowed to say that anymore, but it is genuinely, it is actually fucking terrible.
I don't know what I was high on at that.
We wanna do a throwback bit. We wanna do a throwback bit.
I'd have to do the new Resident Evil. It's the remake. I have to do the new Resident Evil shot guy.
What are you buying?
What you buying?
Oh, well, hello there. It is quite a hot day again today, isn't it? He's got to find the new RE shop guy. Throwback bit, baby. 2-year-old throwback bit.
Remake.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I just started Higurashi. I'm like, I literally just fucking read all this shit, or listened to all this shit.
It's like Australians.
Welcome.
Fuck. Welcome.
What can I do for ya? Got a selection.
Oops.
Got a selection of good things on sale.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. I can't do this.
He said, I can't do this, but it's over.
Oh, you've got that right. I feel like I'm going to boil out here.
Throwback bit.
Ooh, who's
Now
this?
it's Gorprika.
Now it's Gorprika?
Now it's definitely Rika. Yeah.
Suddenly, I got goosebumps all over my body. I felt like something bad was about to happen, for no reason. Everyone gets this feeling in a different way. Some people get a twitch in their eyelids, or some kind of movement in their ears. Oops.
He's got notifications on.
In my case, I get goosebumps. Sadako was supposed to be cooking dinner tonight. We didn't have much inside the refrigerator, so I asked her to go to grocery shopping. I was just watching TV and relaxing while I waited for her.
Oh, this means that Tepe's back. Oh, shit.
She was usually back by the time that my cartoon was over, after which she'd start cooking dinner. But my cartoon was over. The news had started and Sadako wasn't even home yet. Sadako sometimes waited until they had a sale at the store. In that case, she'd usually come home late. That must be what was happening. It was too early for me to start worrying about her. But, I can't explain this feeling. I can't explain it, but I feel extremely worried. Once I started feeling like that, I couldn't just sit in the room and wait for her. Hanyu, where are you? I thought she might know where Sadako might be, but she's never around when I need her. Hanyu is not with me 24 hours a day. She sometimes falls asleep, and sometimes she goes out for walks. Though in her case, it's not a walk, but more like a stalk. She follows people around when she finds someone interesting, and she enjoys observing them. Anyway, I had no choice. I'd have to find Sadako on my own. See what I mean by plot hole gun?
Yeah. Yeah.
She likes to follow people around and observe them.
Ryukishi got to game 7 and went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I explain this in, like, a normal, rational way that isn't complete and utter horseshit? And went, whoa, Hanyu be upon ye. And then put her in the game. Because we all know, he had no fucking idea she was going to be in the game when he wrote Onikakushi. We all know that's true. I'm so sorry. You ever heard the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 box theory? Where at the end of FNAF 4, there's a locked box with 2 locks. And MatPat made a video and was like, it's going to be dream theory. The whole series was a dream of a dying kid in a hospital. And Scott went, holy shit, he got me. But hadn't officially revealed it yet. And the fandom tore apart the idea like dogs. They were furious that that was going to be the explanation to the series. And Scott saw it and went, fuck. And then made 3 more games to change the lore of the game to make it go in a different direction and never addressed the box again. Ever.
Damn.
Same fucking thing. Ryukishi made Onikakushi, he probably made Watanagashi, and was like, I have to explain this somehow without making it look like bullshit, huh? And we got Hanyu in the game.
I think she's around by at least Watanagashi.
I still think the footsteps are part of the is a symptom, not so much a
Hanyu.
Hanyu, yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. I just don't trust him. I don't trust Ryukishi, who was like, I might not even bring Sadako back in Watanagashi. And only brought Sadako back as a reoccurring character because people liked her. And then we got to Tanagoroshi, which was about that. That's in Onikakushi. No, it was in something we read that was on like either his blog or like on Onikakushi, where he talked about Sadako would probably not reoccur if like people did not give a shit about her and like did not like her.
I do not remember that being the case. I don't remember reading that at all.
Yeah, that ass. I'm look it up. We can look it up when we're done. I'm serious.
Okay.
We can look it up.
I don't think that's true. I feel like you're misinterpreting something we might have read, but
Nah, bro. I'm telling you.
no. Sadako,
I don't trust this
Sadako.
motherfucker. Yes.
No, Sadako was a core member of the group like from day one. There's no way he would have been like.
I'm telling you.
Because he knew Rika was the protagonist from the beginning. He knew that.
Yeah.
He like knew everything about. He knew a lot. Like
I don't trust
the only thing that might not have been like solid in his head really beyond like explanations for some things, which I'm not even, but it's like Shion. It's like Shion's like the only person that only attribute of the. Yeah, it was
Yeah, I got
Shion.
the name wrong. Yeah,
Yes.
Shion. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. I got the name wrong.
Yeah, he
My
didn't.
bad.
He didn't know Shion existed until he started writing Watanagashi.
Watanagashi. Yeah. That's the motherfucker. They both start with S. I'm not very smart.
I know.
Sister character that starts with S. I confused them.
No, it's
Sadako on screen.
No, Sadako. No, this
Okay,
the series wouldn't work if he didn't know what was going on from like the beginning.
that's fair. Cut this.
You cut that entire thing.
Cut that entire rampage.
Kind of forgot.
Cut
everything.
the whole thing and then start it here, where I say I don't trust the motherfucker that didn't even know Shion was in the game and then wrote 2 games about her.
I wonder that's how that works, but okay.
Yeah, keep that one. Let the people be mad at
I'm
that
just gonna
one.
cut
And
them
by
both
the people, I mean
because
James.
you're just not making any sense here.
I don't trust him. That's what I'm getting at.
You don't trust him
I don't
because he
trust
didn't know
Ryukishi.
Shion was going to be a part of the story until he started writing the second arc.
I don't trust him to
'Cause, like-
not use Hanyu as the plot hole gun.
No, he doesn't use Hanyu as a plot hole gun.
she
She
is
is
the
a
plot
plot
hole
hole.
gun.
She's a
Yeah.
gun that just fucking goes off
Yeah.
at random. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, why is it here?
Yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. He added a plot hole gun that shoots randomly,
Yes. And I don't trust him because of that.
but ultimately it doesn't fucking matter because who cares about this character?
Ryukishi smells
Like you could pluck her out of the fucking thing
He
and throw her out.
stinks.
He's gone. And it's fine. Like the entire story stays exactly the same.
He's a big stinky guy. I don't like him. Just trying to rile you up as I'm going further into this.
He's like trying to insult Ryukishi to get at me for some reason.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like I have a deep personal investment in this man. I'm cutting the pauses. This is like there's no point to these. It's just a line on the
It's funny for me.
waveform.
It's funny.
Anyway,
it's
I should
funny
read.
For me. It's funny for me.
How long have we? Okay, put a fucking timer on the screen. Fill out the whole timer, and for this whole segment, have that timer going, and then just keep the time. I know what I mean. I
knows
want
what
the
he
total time between when we got to this page and when I fucking actually read it, and I want that timer on the screen, and every cut includes the time going up. It doesn't cut out the time. It's like the full amount of time. Just so you guys can tell. James, just so you can tell how much time I cut out of these worthless discussions. Well, sometimes I'm lazy, but still,
I like them.
they're pointless and
They're
do nothing. They
they're-
just add runtime.
They're for me.
That doesn't need to be an hour and 45 minutes. It could be hour and 25 if we just shut the fuck up for like 2 minutes sometimes.
They're for me.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Sometimes we get gems out of them. Sometimes we get really funny shit out of them. Tell me I'm
Timer's still
wrong.
going up.
You can't say the timer's still going up.
I can start a timer every time we stop from now on on my phone and just put it right there so you can stare at it. Every time we take a tangent, there's a timer right there.
Timer's still going up.
Timer's still going up
Timer's still going up.
right there. I can hit the fucking stopwatch. You want that? We're 18 minutes into this goddamn episode. We've already gone through like 3 pages.
Yeah, we've gotten through like 4 slides. It's always the first episode. The first recording we do takes a while, and then it speeds up. Timer's still going up.
I hate you so much.
Jungle music.
I had a good idea of which store Sadako goes to. I should check those first. We're in Hinamizawa. If I ask people, they tell me where she went.
I got to the concoct bit. I'm sorry, I was thinking of it. It's a Higurashi.
We can talk about Tatari Goroshi when we're not recording.
Okay, alright, we can talk. Okay. Oh, fuck.
He's not immersed, he's just stupid.
Hello there, Rika-chama. It's a blessing to see you here.
Nipa
Star.
Did Sadako come here today by any chance?
I haven't seen Sadako-chan here. I've been out here all day, so I would have seen her if she was here.
I didn't even have time to say thanks. I ran to the next store. People were greeting me and waving at me. I'd usually smile and greet them back, but I had no time for that at the moment. Sadako, Sadako, Sadako. I need Sadako in my life. I was able to survive for so long because of her support. Without her, this world would be so empty and boring. Sadako is nonchalant and optimistic, unlike me. I've learned so many things from her over the past 100 years, but I still need to learn more from her. Sadako! Sadako! People stared at me as I ran by them, screaming out her name. I didn't care what they thought, though. Sadako! 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 Why are they looking at me like that? I'm looking for Sadako. Somebody tell me where she is. My heart was convulsing inside of my body like a fish out of water. What little stamina I have. What little stamina I have. I hate my body for being so young.
You know the store in the corner always has a sale in the evening. She might be there.
I went to a few different places, but I still couldn't find her anywhere. The people I talked to gave me advice on where to go, but I couldn't find her in any of the places they suggested. I continued to run, looking for her. Good job, manga gamer. I continued to run even when I bumped into people.
I don't know. I had so many customers, I can't remember.
There were only a few places in Hinamizawa where we can go grocery shopping. It shouldn't be that difficult to find her, so why couldn't I?
Tepe.
Why? I tripped on something in the street and fell flat on the ground. Ouch. I injured my hand on a small rock embedded in the ground. I didn't feel much pain, even though I said ouch. It just felt hot, as if I had touched a frying pan. Suddenly, someone handed me a pretty handkerchief. Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
Rena's here.
Rena, did you see Sadako anywhere? Rena was carrying a grocery bag. I've heard that Sadako bumps into Rena often when she goes grocery shopping. They tend to choose the same stores. Sadako-chan? No, I didn't see her today. Was she out grocery shopping? Yes. You didn't see her? No, I didn't. But there's no way she would have missed the big sale at the market today. I was there, but I didn't see her. My brain wasn't getting enough oxygen. It took me a while to understand what Rena was talking about. I understand that Rena didn't see Sadako, but that wasn't the point. They had a huge sale at the market today? There was no way that Sadako would miss that sale. But she still didn't see her there. What was that supposed to mean? What happened? Did she leave her wallet at home or something? Well, I couldn't find the right words to explain. Should I tell her I fear that something bad happened to Sadako, and that's why I was looking for her? No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't think too deeply about why she hadn't returned home. What's wrong? Can't I help out? Talk to me. I knew she was just trying to help me. I even thought I needed someone to help me just a few moments before. But now that she was here, I had no idea what I was supposed to say. No, that's not it. The truth is, I know. Somehow, I know. I wouldn't have to know if it was someone else. But I have to know this. Rika Furude has to know what's going on. I know it. I remember it. I knew this was coming. I've experienced a world before where Sadako suddenly disappeared. But the possibility for that happening is as low as Hakasaka showing up in Hinamizawa. It only happened randomly in my other lives. This is not the first time. It happened before too. I should see it for myself. I needed to see if I'd gotten stuck inside a devastating world again. Will you talk to me? I'm sorry. Goodbye. Hey, Rika-chan! I started running. I couldn't pretend like I didn't know where she was. Please, don't tell me that I was blessed only up to this point, that I'm about to fall back into my unfortunate fate from here on. I thought that this world was different. I thought I could move on to a happy future. I thought I would be able to defeat my deadly fate in this life.
She has so many options, man.
But this was just horrible. It was horrible that this was happening in this world.
Like, talk to Mion, talk to Akasaka, talk to Oishi, talk to literally any fucking character. Talk to Hanyu, man. Talk to any fucking character in the entire series. It'll be fine. Like, you'll actually be fine, bro. Nobody likes Tepe.
Hey, Pa. I was standing in front of the place I hate the most in Hinamizawa. Yes, it's Sadako's real home, the Hojo residence. I've been living with her since last fall, so this house is empty. In the beginning, she used to come back here to pick up her clothing and other necessities. But once she moved most of her stuff to my house, Sadako stayed away from this place. This was a sad place for Sadako, because all she could remember of it was the horrible time she spent with her uncle and aunt, and the memory of her missing brother Satoshi.
Bitchin'.
That's why she never wanted to come back here. But that wasn't the reason I hate this house. It's because I know what happens whenever this house becomes an issue in my life. Oh God, please, please bless me with just one more fortune. I closed my eyes and prayed, and I slowly opened them. The window was open on the second floor. I saw a faded curtain swinging inside. As soon as I saw that, my knees realized what was going on, even before my mind processed it. In the next moment, I lost strength in my legs and collapsed to the ground. I saw an unfamiliar motorcycle parked by the house. I also saw laundry and a futon hanging outside. I was certain that someone was living here. It was proof that someone was living inside of this house. It's never good when there's someone living inside this house. It was very, very bad. It was very, very bad. I knew exactly why. I knew why, but I felt like I wanted to act like I didn't know. I didn't know.
There it is. The Rika?
Sadako. Sadako went outside to take the futon in and noticed me.
Rika.
Sadako looked down and forced herself to smile. I felt so sad. It wasn't just her expression. I could tell that her left cheek was red and swollen. Sadako, don't stay here. Let's go home. I took her hand, but she still looked down without squeezing back.
Rika, I think I'm going back to this house.
What? Why is that?
My uncle came back, and he told me we should live together in this house.
I know that's not what you want. You don't want to live with your mean uncle.
But I have no choice. If I go back to your house, he'll come and get me. I don't want to cause any trouble for you. Is this a new track?
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
She gave up with a sad smile. She looks exactly how she looked 1 year ago, in 1982. Her uncle only slapped her face, and she's back to being Sadako from 1982. The cheerful Sadako that I knew until yesterday could no longer be found. I took care of Sadako and tried to heal her wounded heart for over a year. She finally got her smile back, but her uncle took it all away with just one slap to her face. A broken soul can recover over time, but her damaged heart can never be fixed completely. I just took the broken pieces and put them back together. The cracks in her heart will always be there. That's why she wouldn't come with me, no matter how hard I tried to pull her hand. She couldn't get over the fear. She knew just how scary her uncle could be. Sadako, What the hell are you doing? Oh, no.
Oh, that's Tepe.
Yeah.
Sadako. Dylan's not here.
Yeah.
Who voices Tepe?
You voiced Tepe.
Was I voicing Tepe? What was I
Pretty
doing
sure
for
you voiced
Tepe
Tepe.
last time?
I fucking know. All I know is that he's like a New Yorker, kind of.
Because I was doing Rina. Was I doing Rina and Tepe?
Oh, maybe not. Oh, I am Tepe. Sadako! Okay. Sadako! I don't know how to do a Tepe.
Because I was going to say, I don't think I was doing...
Rina and Tepe?
Yeah,
that
Rina
makes
and
sense.
Tepe.
Because I'm doing want to try that.
Hey, I'm from New York!
Hey, I'm walking here. Sadako! What the hell are you doing? You better not go anywhere!
Having to voice Tepe actually killed him in real life.
Yeah, that was a bit too rough.
It's a curse cast upon someone.
It's gonna help my Gorparika though. I heard a disgusting voice from inside the house. Sadako stared at the ground. Her shoulders were shaking.
There he
There's
is!
the sprite.
His shirt kind of bangs though, dude.
As a fucking baller shirt.
Like-
in the new.
New Tepe sprite looks incredible.
His shirt goes hard as hell. Yeah.
Like, I think they did a really, really good design with the side characters in the new sprites. I think all the new sprite, like, side characters look really, really fucking good, but, like, the main cast just does not.
Huh? Who the hell is this? He came out and stood right behind her.
That's why he's layered above her. It's nothing. I just bumped into my friend.
I don't care. Go inside and clean the bathtub. I want to take a bath, you idiot. I don't know how to. I'm bad at this.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Sadako scampered back inside the house like a terrified small animal. I feel devastated as I watch her go. Were you asking her out to play? I'm sorry. She's busy taking care of chores. I'm her uncle. I've been out for a while on business trip. I'm finally back in the village, you know. Liar. I gotta get the Gorprika voice right. It's so off right now. It's actually so off.
He's getting griefed on all calibers.
I really am. Cause it's just it's Rika, but if you go back down low and I didn't even move my voice there. It's Rika if you go back down low and speak that way.
Should I cosplay Tepe?
Yeah.
If we do Higurashi, I can cosplay Tepe.
You should cosplay Tepe, Akasaka, Keiichi.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
My head is Keiichi, the chest is Tepe, and then the pants are Akasaka.
Liar. He only showed back up because his lover went missing. In another world, I once let my hatred out on him. But then he inflicted that anger in equal turn onto Sadako. So I couldn't allow that dark flame burning within my chest to reflect in my eyes. Since I couldn't make myself smile, I couldn't insult him. All I could do was give him a short bow and run away from the scene. Yeah, there it is. I found it. You're intimidated by my scary face, huh? I heard his hideous laughter from behind me. I cried as I ran away. I couldn't stop crying. I thought this was a perfect world up until today. Why was God doing this to me? It was too cruel. But I couldn't give up yet. I couldn't do anything, but I still had hope for this world. I didn't think the luck I had until yesterday was just a random thing. I went back to my house in a hurry. I needed to make a phone call. I didn't know the number because it was my first time calling the place. I looked inside the phone book and found it easily. I made a call to that number.
Who is he calling? He's not calling
She.
She. I said he because I'm thinking about Akasaka. that was what I wanted to say. Is this Akasaka? Or is it Oishi?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Alright. Who would Rika call for the first time ever?
Maybe Mountain Dogs?
Mountain dogs. She could call Irie. Yep, that's a very good option. I have Irie, Oishi, Akasaka, and yeah, just those three. Who calls her Furude-san? Because I feel like Irie would call her Rika-chama.
Well, Iri doesn't
Or
call it Rika-chama,
Rika-san.
but maybe Chan.
Rika-chan. I'm gonna send it as Bruce Willis. I think it's
It's not
Akasaka.
Bruce Willis, I can tell you that much.
Fuck. It's gotta be. You want me to just do jobber voice?
Just jobber voice for a moment. It
Alright.
might be Mountain Dogs.
Well, hello. Didn't expect to get a call from you, Furude-san. What can I do for you?
Oh,
Holy
fuck,
shit, it was Oishi.
Oh, hello! I didn't expect to get a call from you, Furude-san. What can I do for you? I already knew that Oishi could never save Sadako based on what I've seen in my previous lives. For him, Sadako is only a good way to get at the Sonozaki family. Her uncle is probably his prey in that regard too. Even if I talked to him about her situation, he would do nothing to save her. The only thing that he'd tell me would to be to call the Child Consultation Center. I want to talk with Akasaka. Is he there? Akasaka-san. He went to the hot springs in Wakura with his wife. Wakura? That's not anywhere near here. I thought he was staying here in Watanagashi. I heard he was going to stay in a hotel owned by a relative of his.
No, this is Oishi.
Oh, I heard he was going to stay in a hotel owned by a relative of his. I wish I could go too. What? You want to know where Wakura is? It's in the Ishikawa Prefecture on the Noto Peninsula. No way. He told me he was staying here until Watanagashi. I thought he meant he was staying in Hinamizawa. But did he actually mean this area of the country in general? Can you get a hold of him somehow? That was a meaningless question. There was no way I could get him to come here while he's enjoying his trip with his wife. Even if I could talk to him on the phone, he'll probably only tell me to call a child consultation center or something. I don't know where he's staying. I heard it's a very famous luxury hotel, so I can make a pretty good guess. But I'm sure they won't give me the room number since they're strict about customer privacy these days. Okay then. Did Akasaka tell you that he's coming to the Watanagashi festival? Yes, he did. He's coming back here after the hot springs. They stayed here only for one night and then they left for the Noto Peninsula. I'm sure they'll be back before the day of the festival. No fool. He said he'd be back with a souvenir for you. How terrible. I thought it was too good to be true. I knew it was a kind of strange of him to stay in a boring place like this. My luck seems to be turning. This might not be a surprise though. Just like I can roll a 6 3 times in a row, I can roll a 1 3 times in a row too. Happy things and unhappy things can happen with equal probability. Hello? If you want to leave a message, I'll take it for you. I looked at the calendar on the wall. I didn't know when he was coming back, but I was certain he wouldn't be here for at least one more week. I thought back to the past to try and remember what happened. That guy will break Sadako apart in 1 week. I couldn't wait that long. I had to give up on seeking help from Akasaka. Well, that's okay. I still had one more option. One more person I could rely on. No, that's alright. Thank you for your help. Nipa Star. I hung up the phone after thanking him. I couldn't make a phone call to the next person. I'd have to talk to him in person. I put my shoes on and headed to the EDA clinic.
Okay, there it is.
The clinic's hours were over for the day. There was unusually no one here after that. However, since Toмотake was here, they should still be inside the building for a meeting. They had to be there. The front door of the clinic was locked, as I expected. I went around to the back door and rang the bell. The whole clinic is nervous when Tomatake
Flash.
is around. They usually ignore visitors, but I'm special. What's wrong? I heard you had an emergency.
Holy shit, Takano's back.
You need me too? That doesn't sound good. I know the difference between them again.
He figured it out.
He
He figured it out.
It's like she's down here, Takano's down here, Rika is up here. It's like when I'm speaking with it's they're both with the low talking under my voice kind of thing, but the high point of my voice when I'm like enunciating is you do it lower with Takano, and then higher with Rika. Higher with Rika because Rika has a soft voice and high voice, and then Takano has a low voice.
I gotta figure out my Tomatake, Mion, and Akasaka. I still have not. I still have to figure that one out.
Hirie and Takano showed up after I was taken to the visitor's room. If Rika Furude has an emergency, then it's priority for these two people. I'm the most important person in this village. Could it be someone is trying to get you? You are protected at all times by the elite security of the Mountain Dogs. They've been watching you since the day we made that promise. I had no doubt about that. They saved me right away when we had that confrontation with those 3 delinquents the other day. That's not it. I have a favor to ask. I wanted you to save Sadako from danger. What happened to Sadako-chan? Hirie doesn't have that much power alone, even if he really wants to save her. But Takano controls the Mountain Dogs, so she does have that power. In my previous lives, I was never able to get help from the Mountain Dogs because I wasn't on good terms with Takano. But this world is different. I have a better relationship with her in this life, and she even kept the promise she made. I trust their ability completely now. Tepe Hojo's son is back. That's horrible. It was mainly Sadako's uncle who was abusing her last year, but Hirie knows that her uncle was violent with her too. I told him that Sadako had gone back to the same condition she was in the previous year. I don't know what will happen. I need you to help me save Sadako. Hirie seemed to want to do something for her, but he didn't know exactly what to do. What shall we do? Shall we call the police and let them know? I don't know about that. At this point, all he did was come back and take her as her lead, take her in as her legal guardian, right? It's not like she's been seriously injured by him. That's not the case, right? No, that hasn't happened yet. But it's only a matter of...
Rika.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that hasn't happened yet. But it's only a matter of time. Something bad is going to happen if we don't do anything. I hate to say that it's only a matter of time. I knew how she was going to get abused. I knew how she was going to get abused and how she was going to end up. I've seen it in the past. I really wanted to tell them about it, but I couldn't do that. As it wasn't happening in this world yet, they just think I was imagining it. I think you should call the Child Consultation Center first. I remember. Sadako-chan made a false report to the Child Consultation Center once. I wonder if they will take her seriously. The answer is no. My friends contacted the Child Consultation Center several times in the past, but Sadako always refuses their help. She claims that she isn't being abused. The Sadako from 1983 might have asked for their help, but currently she was the Sadako from 1982. For her, living with her uncle reminds her of the time when Satoshi was around. She feels like Satoshi will come back if she can live strongly, without always relying on her brother. Even if the Child Consultation Center were to take the case seriously, it's just too late. I tried to remember. In the most recent world I experienced, it only took a few days after Sadako was kidnapped by her uncle. It only took a few days for him to tear her heart apart. We had no time to waste. We needed to take action quickly. We can't really do anything unless she seeks help. I think Dr. Irie can call the police, but that's about it.
I'm going. Wow, my Takano's bad now. I think. Wow. It's all my characters right now. It's really great. It's really awesome.
I'm sitting here very smugly because you have to voice the 3 characters in the room.
The 3. Oh, yeah.
The cock and ball torture that I've been doing the whole time. Shout out to Shion, Mion, and Keiichi.
And Tomotake. Because that was a scene. You remember that scene? I think Dr. Irie can call the police, but that's about it. I'm very sorry. That's not it. That's not it. I want you to help her, Takano. Irie and Takano looked shocked, and both went quiet. They didn't expect me to seek help from Takano. You mean you want us to take much bolder action? I'm here to ask for that. I wouldn't be here this late otherwise. I understand, but I understand, but Irie, if you truly cherish Sadako, then please just listen to me this once. Please save Sadako. Unless in a few days she'll really end up in horrible shape. That's already guaranteed. If you try to wait and see how things go, it'll be no different than watching her die. Have you forgotten how Sadako was last year, Irie? She's already reverted to that state, right this very second. In a few more days, it will be too late to do anything. All I could do was stare at him, believing that Irie could see the future only I knew. The tragic end awaiting Sadako reflected in my eyes. Irie remained silent for a long time. Irie remained silent for too long a time to call brief. Someone trying to think of an excuse to avoid the issue wouldn't go silent that long. He was recalling Sadako's terrible state last year, and was seriously considering if my plea was as urgent as I made it out to be. I know that he really cares about her. That's why I need his help.
Takano.
What shall we do? Irie nodded and looked up. I guess he finally came to a conclusion. I just hope it's a positive one. Takano-san, please do what Twinkle-chan is asking you to do.
Fucking boy, Irie.
Irie. I remembered how hopeless I felt when I couldn't do anything to save Sadako-chan last year. I want to take this chance and save her this time. But doctor...
I love Takano, man. Takano's such a good character.
Takano didn't think that Irie would make that decision. She seemed shocked to hear his response. I would like to ask you as the director of this clinic, please help Sadako-chan. Dr. Irie, Dr. Irie, what do you mean when you say to help her? Please calm down. I gotta get more calm with her voice too.
She's being chill.
Sadako-chan is very important to us. She has greatly contributed to our research for a long time. Protecting her is considered one of your work orders. Irie continued, even though Takano tried to persuade him. Kyosuke Irie is asking you, as your boss, please save Sadako-chan. I stared into Takano's eyes together with him.
How is she gonna say no to Rika and Irie?
I thought you and Sadako were friends. Please. Nope. I thought you and Sadako were friends. Please help her. As a friend. As her friend. Help her, huh? Help her. Dr. Irie. But doctor. Help her, huh? That's a hypocritical way of saying it. You're not telling me to kidnap her and lock her up somewhere safe. You want me to help her so she can have a normal, happy life. In other words, You want her uncle dead, right?
Yes.
You have the right to make the ultimate decision of how you're going to save her, but if you don't want to, I don't mind making that decision.
I love Irie in this timeline. He said the Keiichi timeline where he goes nuts and kills him with a bat. Nah, I'm an adult. Kill that guy.
Anyway. Dr. Irie. No, Section Chief. If we carry out your order, both you and I will be responsible for it. Are you sure you're ready for that? I looked at his face. Unlike me, Irie has many things to lose. I knew that Takano's words would shake him emotionally. However, Irie was determined. Yeah, that's fine. Even if I'm called for to defend my actions, that's better than betraying my own heart. An impressive show from someone who doesn't know what a hearing's like. Ha 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 ha! If you do it quietly, they may not find out about it in Tokyo. Everyone would be happy that way. All risk and no reward. If you want.
That's Rika.
If you want, I'll show you more treasures in the shrine. I'll never restrict you from seeing those things, so please, help me. The risk she's taking is larger than the reward I'm offering, but that's about the only thing I can offer her. I don't care about the traditions of the Furuta Shrine, as long as I can save my friend from her suffering. Fine. Fine. I don't want to be the bad guy here.
Based!
She forced a smile and accepted the favor I asked her for.
So the Mountain Dogs are just like a government branch, is what I'm picking up. I thought they were just like goons, but I guess the Irie Clinic, the reason it does look so nice is because it's government funded and it's a government facility out in the boondocks studying a mysterious disease that afflicts this specific region and how to cure it.
Yeah?
They put meat in the cans. They put human meat in the cans. Glad to know the Mountain Dogs are just a government branch of, like, goons.
Thank you, Takano-san. I want you to make the decision of how to save her. I will have a meeting with Okanogi later and plan out the mission.
Okanogi?
Okanogi.
Who?
Okanogi.
That's no one we know, I assume. That's just a jobber.
No one we know yet.
Yet?
Not later. It has to be now.
Do they get a Sprite?
Hit the fucking button.
Okay.
She promised to save Sadako, but she still wasn't motivated for it. It'd be too late if she didn't do something right now. I tried to make Takano understand that this is an urgent matter. That's right. Rika-chan and I want to see some kind of result right now. I'm sorry for asking you this at this time, but can you please contact them now? You guys are so passionate about her. I can't switch to Takano very easily at all. It requires like a fucking crank to get it right. It requires 2 or 3 sentences to get her voice right. You guys are so passionate about her. Okay, it might take a few minutes. Thank you very much. No problem. It's an order from my boss. I'll do whatever I can. Just don't forget that promise you made, Rika-chan. I promise. I'll even serve you some rice cakes and tea when you come to the shrine. Takano smiled slightly and left the room. Once we finally heard her footsteps fade away, the tension in the room dissolved. Irie offered me something to drink, but I refused. He must have thought everything was taken care of, but I couldn't relax until Sadako was physically returned to me. Irie, does she have enough medication with her? Her uncle will keep her locked inside the house, so she won't be able to come here for a while. Fortunately, I gave her a stock of medicine and needles to. Fortunately, I gave her a stock of medicine and needles last week. She should be fine for a while. However, her mental state can't be controlled by the medication. If she gets too stressed, that can really cause some damage. That will happen within a few days. Takano hadn't come back yet. I thought it would be bad news if she came back too early, but I started feeling nervous after she had taken so long. Edie insisted that I go home because it was getting very late. I couldn't go home and relax, however, until I heard from her that everything was taken care of. I had to wait for her to come back. I needed to deal with this tension until then. Over an hour later, Takano finally returned. I'm sorry it took so long. How did it go? She was looking for the right words. I got a very bad feeling from her reaction alone. Unfortunately, it won't go as easy as we hoped anymore. Why is that? There was a murder case in Okinomiya not too long ago. The police suspect Teppei Hojo of involvement in the crime, and they have him marked. A murder case? What do you mean? Some woman named Mamiya laid her hands on the Sonozaki family's earnings, and she was fuck. What's my phrase for her to get into her voice?
Takano?
Yeah.
I don't know if you had one.
I kind of just fucking slowly went into it, and it's
You just kind of did it.
some woman named Mamiya. Because I'm getting fucked up by this voice so hard, because it's technically 4 voices in the scene.
Yeah. And 3 of them are on the same octave. So when is Rika gonna go ask Kasai?
Not soon enough.
Cause
Kasai isn't really part of her, like,
yeah, but she could reach out to Mion, and then Mion can reach out to like Shion and Kasai.
Well, if she reaches out to Mion's the fucking head of the family. She could just tell Kasai directly, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Or like any of her other goons.
yeah. This is a very easily solvable problem by the Yakuza. Look, if government agents can't kill him,
Are you sure about that?
if terrorist cell agents can't kill him, and
Some woman
the
named
police aren't there yet,
Yeah.
then let the Yakuza take care of it. It's easy.
I don't know. Demons of Okonomiya. I don't know. Some woman named Mamiya laid her hands on the Sonozaki family's earnings and was murdered to set an example. Apparently, the police have taken an interest in this relationship between the Hojos and the Sonozakis. Turns out that woman was Teppei Hojo's lover. But Tanagashi is getting closer too. The police want to prevent the 5th curse of Oyashiro-sama. The police want to prevent the 5th curse of Oyashiro-sama this year, so they've marked Teppei Hojo as the candidate for this year's victim and started casting their lines. What do you mean by lines? They suspect they can reel in the true culprit behind Oyashiro-sama's curse if they keep their eyes on Teppei Hojo. So, you mean... Rika-chan, I'm very sorry, but the mountain dogs can't do anything to him until the police stop spying on him. No! I thought the mountain dogs could perform any mission, no matter how difficult. That's only when we plan it out carefully with extensive preparation. Usually, we take a long time to observe the target, and we look for the right opportunity. It can take between 6 months and 1 year for a mission like this. Remember, we are a secret organization. We must remain out of the spotlight. If our secret is revealed, everything is over. It's too risky for us to target someone like him. Then, when is the right opportunity coming? It will be after Watanagashi at the earliest. After the festival, the police will stop watching him. But that would be too late. She's saying it'd be after Watanagashi. I didn't even know if that was the day after or a year after. She also said it usually takes at least 6 months to prepare this kind of mission. That's too long. I thought this world was different, but that hope was slipping through my fingers. So, how can we save Sadako-chan? I think it's best to follow the rules. We should report this to the police or the Child Consultation Center. We can even talk to the school. I did that so many times, but it never worked. Irie and Takano were surprised. They had never expected me to raise my voice. In fact, I didn't think myself that I would react this way. But I couldn't keep my emotions in check after Takano suggested all those meaningless solutions. I have cooperated with you guys all this time. I've never asked for anything. I've just given you my support. But now you can't save Sadako? With all that power you have, why are you so afraid of saving her? The police and the public services are useless. You guys only take advantage of us and never actually help. Fine, I get it now. I know now that this world is nothing but a dead end. I'm not interested in you guys anymore. I don't care about this world anymore. That's right. I can never escape my fate. It's the same old fate that I keep on repeating. You just burn to death in the mountains. It's just the same old fate that I keep on repeating. You just burn to death in the mountains. You just take sleeping pills and commit suicide. I'll die just like I'd always do too. I'll lose my life without knowing how I'm killed. This life is nothing but a dead end. I was born to be killed in this world. Die, everyone die. There's no meaning to this world anymore. Wah. I can't put words to my emotions anymore, and I started to cry. I was so lucky until yesterday. I had so much hope in my heart, and it had all been for nothing. It felt like everything was falling apart. I've lived for more than 100 years. I lived longer than a normal human lifetime. I thought I was blessed with good fortune for the first time in my life. This would never happen to me again. I thought a miracle had occurred, but everything was shattered. I cried and cursed this world. I needed to give up on my life as soon as possible. Sadako would be waiting for me with a smile on my next one. I wanted to go see her. But what would happen to the Sadako in this world? What would happen if I abandoned her? I didn't know, and I didn't care. Sadako. I'm a witch who has lived for 100 years. But I still couldn't rid myself of the human emotions in my heart.
Rika's suicide arc?
What'd you think of that?
Rika's suicide arc?
Just straight up yelling at Takano and Irie
about how they're going to die. Yeah.
This is a new song too.
Do they take any of it seriously? Fuck no. This game's been very interesting.
Oh, I think this was in chapter 6. Maybe. No?
No, this is new. I'm immersed again. I'm waiting for Hanyu to show up and for everything to get worse.
I didn't get anything to eat because Sadako was supposed to be making dinner tonight. But I didn't have an appetite anyway, so I figured I'd just go to bed. I still had to make lunch for the next day though. Sadako might come to school tomorrow. I rinsed the rice, hoping that I wouldn't have to waste the lunch that I was making for the two of us.
This is a Kingdom Hearts track, bro.
I had to stop thinking like that. I already knew it was a waste to make her lunch. I already knew that Sadako wasn't coming to school ever again. I felt so miserable rinsing the rice. The tears started dropping onto it as I thought about her. Why was this happening in this world? I thought everything changed when Keiji gave that doll to Mion. In that world, Mion pretended to be her sister for a week and got closer to Keiichi. But that wasn't happening this time. I thought we would be living a good time until the festival. I thought we'd be having a good time until the festival. Huh? That's odd. Wasn't that club activity 2 weeks before with Higurashi? I had realized something. The club activity was exactly the same, but it happened 1 week earlier than in the world I knew of. It was 1 week earlier than in my previous life. I get it now. I thought I was familiar with this world, but it was actually a different a different one where events are mixed up. That means even though Keiichi gave the doll to Mion, that didn't solve everything. I thought I was getting lucky. I was confident that everything was going to be okay. I stopped making an effort. I knew that there was a possibility that Sadako's uncle was coming back, but I let her go do the grocery shopping. I would have been more careful and kept her home if I knew that he was coming back to get her. I should be careful in my next life. But there wouldn't be a next life that was so fortunate. I didn't get lucky that often. Even if I locked Sadako inside the closet, it would be over if Rena's father messed up something, or if Keiichi lost his mind. I have to clear up everything that's not within my reach, and I also have to make the best effort I can. Without that, I can't overcome the fate of 1983. In this life, I may be able to overcome my deadly fate with Takano's help, but Sadako will not be there in my future. That defeats the whole purpose. My goal is to survive this year while laughing with my best friends. I don't want to sacrifice Sadako in order to survive. I don't want to live in a world without her. I was blessed with all these fortunes, but I still couldn't defeat my destiny. I ruined everything because I stopped working so hard. I will never again have a lucky life like this. I lost my first and only chance. I cried and scratched at the floor. I didn't know if I should curse my fate or curse myself for not putting forth enough effort. Before I realized it, Hanyu was standing in front of me. I didn't know how long she had been there. She just stared down at me with a look of pity on her face. Hanyu, I know what you're trying to say. You want to tell me that you told me not to get my hopes up. There's no way I wouldn't get my hopes up. With it being my first time, I was blessed with so many fortunate circumstances. I believed everything would go well. But you were always telling me not to expect too much. She probably felt something strange at the toy store that day. She realized that the day was 1 week off, that this was not the same old world I knew. She had realized early on that I still shouldn't be too excited about this life.
Oh boy,
You can improve the voice if you want to.
No, it's nothing to do with the voice. It's just Hanyu's in the game. Plus, I think this is way funnier. Hanyu, I've been with you for a long time, so let me tell you this before you ask me. I couldn't predict what fate held for us today either. The only advice I can give you is this. Fate in this world is as fickle as the weather. Nothing more than a trifle unworthy of joy or sorrow.
There are 6 sides on a die. That's the reality of it, and it doesn't mean that the 6 is the best number either. I should just take any number that I roll. I shouldn't be disappointed if I roll a 1 a few times in a row. It's pathetic how I thought rolling a 6 was the best result you could obtain. I still have many things to learn, even though I've lived for more than 100 years.
I told you several times, but this world is not a miracle. If you wait patiently, you will come across a real miracle someday.
How many decades am I supposed to wait patiently? How many centuries do I have to wait? We don't have much power left anymore. I don't think we can go back into a time before June of 1983. The amount of time we can rewind keeps decreasing. You're telling me to just repeat that short amount of time for years? I almost lost my mind when I was repeating a few years over and over again. But you're telling me to repeat 1 or 2 weeks for years until the miracle happens? That's impossible. I was betting on this world. I bet all of my coins on this one world, and I lost. I lost all of my coins to this fate. I have no more coins left in my heart. She got a fucking 20. She had a 20 on the blackjack and it flipped to fucking. And they had a 20. They flipped for fucking ace.
Yeah.
That's what fucking happened.
Yeah. She had a good ass fucking hand. It just got obliterated.
These coins are known as hope. I have no coins left to hope for my hope. I have no coins left to hope for my dreams to come true.
Ow, ow, Rika.
I lay on the floor as if I had collapsed. The floor should have been cold, but I didn't feel anything. I lost all of my hope. I always thought that people could survive as long as they had some bread and water. But that's not right. People can't live without hope. People can survive because they believe that something good will happen to them eventually, as long as they keep on living. But that's just for normal people who don't know what awaits them in the future. There's no such hope for a witch like me. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't care about this life, and I don't care about the next. I just want to disappear and turn to ash.
Dude, it's the Rika depression arc, man.
Yeah.
Ow, ow, ow. Rika, please don't say that. Rika.
Hanyu's voice gradually fades away. I slowly lost my senses as I laid down on the kitchen floor and let myself sink into the darkness.
Oh man, the crippling Rika depression arc. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We're chapter 4 of like 13 in this game, and this is where we're at.
Chapter 5, technically.
Sorry, chapter 5, yeah.
Okay. We can,
I'm gonna stop here.
yeah, stop here, take a pee, and then we will be back for more Rika depression.
Yeah!